Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's September 3rd, 2000.
Yep, happy fall almost, everyone.
Happy Fallmost, everyone. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah.
It's been quite a week here. It's been quite a time here. We've had some massive breaks for our massive show. And we've had some good times.
We have had some good times.
But now it's time, Carol, to bring it on.
This was not a good time.
We watched Bring It On.
I'm still mad about watching Bring It On.
Oh my God, people love to bring it on. I love to bring it on to the movie theater.
Maybe somebody did. I mean, even Faith could not save this movie.
Faith!
Like, I don't
A
understand.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer connection and another vampire connection.
Elijah Dushku? Is that her name?
Elijah Dushku. Tiny little blonde-haired Victorian vampire. Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
is the lead of this movie. It's very vampire heavy in this movie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't get it.
So all the previews for this movie were women in cheerleader uniforms dancing around. Mm-hmm. So I said to Carol, let's go see this movie.
And I mean, I was like, okay, maybe it'll be good. Sure. I mean, I wasn't excited about it. It looked like a fucking piece of shit, actually.
Oh my God.
But, you know, whatever. Girls in short skirts, you know, whatever. Right. We'll watch it. No,
we didn't watch it.
It was the worst movie I think I've ever seen.
Oh my God. That's hyperbole. Not the worst movie we ever saw. We saw Hamburger the movie. Remember that?
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
We saw Nowhere.
I mean, it was.
We saw what was that second movie that we ever did? The Richard Gere movie.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad too.
What's that called?
I don't remember. I literally cannot
Collision
remember.
Or something like that. Or...
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, we saw the movie Freeway. Remember that?
No.
Was it called Freeway or Highway?
I don't know.
It's the David Lynch movie.
Yeah, that was bad.
The one
too.
where Bill Pullman's maybe dead.
Sure. I kind of remember that was a bit terrible movie too. But like this movie had
Lost Highway. That's what it was called.
Okay, this movie had like the bones to be all right.
It had the bones to be all that in a bag of chips.
I don't understand why it was so bad, but it was just boring. It was like there was nothing happening all the time.
I can tell you why it was so bad, Carol.
Please enlighten me as to why I hate this fucking piece of garbage.
I think I liked this movie more than you did.
I would imagine that's not hard.
But I didn't like the movie either.
Okay.
And I think this is what's going on. The beginning of the movie, there is a dream sequence with Kirsten Dunst's character. And she's got like... I don't find Kirsten Dunst attractive.
Yeah, that might be part of the problem.
There are people that do, but I don't.
I don't either.
But she gives this like sexy look or whatever. Like they're doing this whole like choreographed cheer at the beginning of the movie that turns out to be a dream. And at one point they're like Torrance, Torrance, and the camera does a lot of. I think this opening is actually very good. And then the camera does a lot of innovative things and stuff. And then she's like looking up at the cameras. They're lifting her up into the air and stuff. And she's giving this like sexy look and everything. But the lyrics to their cheer is stuff like, I'm trying to remember all like specifically what they say. Because there's something like, we swear we're not whores, and like, and like we're on, we smile like we're on Adderall or cocaine or something like that, or speed. That's what they say. They rhyme something with speed, so they're talking about being on speed, like acting like they're on speed. They're talking about how they're all sexualized and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, this is gonna be good. This movie's gonna be good. This is gonna be an R-rated, like satirical, like hard-edged look at the world of cheerleading and stuff like that. And then I remembered that the movie was PG-13.
I was gonna say I don't think this was R-rated.
And then the rest of the movie never delivers on that edge. Mm-hmm. I feel like this movie started off as an R-rated, like American Pie style. There's a scene where I'm pointing to it in my head. There's a scene in the locker room and stuff like that where the girls are like, they're clothed, but you could easily imagine that scene where they're not clothed.
Sure.
Right? I think this movie started its life out as this hard-edged, cynical, like fucking, we're gonna take the piss out of the world of cheerleading and like incisive look at like high school hierarchy and stuff like that. And some executive was like, we want young teenagers to come see this movie because they spend money. So we need to make this like a Nickelodeon movie. Because that's the problem. There's a little bit of, I think, the ghost of the movie this could have been in there. Mm-hmm. And then the rest is like a Nickelodeon film.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is you have both of those edges. Because we're dealing with some serious-ish stuff. I mean, Torrance's boyfriend has gone away to college. He's a year ahead of her, and he's cheating on her and stuff like that. And we only get little like glimpses of that and stuff like that. But that's something that could work better in a more adult-orientated film. Uh-huh. And a lot of the cheerleading stuff, the race stuff and everything, that could work better in a more adult-orientated film instead of Gabrielle Union and Kirsten Dunst just looking at each other. Well, you better bring it. I'm gonna bring it. It's brought. I brought it. And I mean, that's so dumb.
It feels like there were chunks cut out of this movie.
Yes.
Because at the end of the movie, these two captains seem to have some kind of respect and understanding. They even say, like, oh, we understand each other or something like that.
They had 2 scenes prior to that.
And they weren't big scenes. There wasn't a lot of interaction.
Half a page.
It does not make any sense that they're now all cool with each other.
Yeah. And we get very little of the Cloverfield squad.
Yeah. Very little.
Like, they're there as like a secondary antagonist, I guess, and the main antagonist is time.
And they should have maybe just not bothered showing that it was, I don't know, 100 and something miles away.
Right.
Because, like, that's way too long of a car ride for them to do, and then just turn around and come back after a 5-minute fucking conversation.
Yeah, where are they? Are they, like, far northern California? They're the Toros.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but when they got on the freeway, it showed that they were really far from their destination.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
That's going to be, like, an hour and a half car ride each way, at least, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours probably.
These are, high school students on, I believe, a school night, and they don't even get along, and we don't see any of that car ride, any of the relationship building that could have been going on there.
Yeah, there's lots of problems with this script. So everything's very formulaic, and I like I said, I feel like this was all very dumbed down. But there's like stuff that doesn't even make sense they put in there. Torrance is her parents, or at least her mom, is like upset with her because her class schedule's too easy and she doesn't take academics seriously enough. So then she's like, well, I'll take a chemistry class. And she's like, okay, that will help or whatever. And she gets her cheerleading friend to help be her lab partner or whatever in her chemistry class, right? But that's never paid off. The payoff to that is something completely different. Yeah. The payoff to that is at the end of the movie, or towards the end of the movie, where she wants her dad to raise money for the Cloverfield so they can go to the state competition.
This is dumb, too.
And, yeah, it is. And so he finally agrees to do it. And as she runs out of the room, like, happy or whatever, they're like, whose kid is that? And it's like, that's not the payoff to what you set up.
Yeah,
set up, like, she didn't take academics seriously. She was all obsessed with cheerleading. Not that she didn't care about the world as a whole.
Yeah.
And justice, or whatever the fuck she was talking about. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
But then, like, the dad does it, and she goes all the way out there to give them the check, and they just rip it up. And it's like, what was the point of all that? Unless, I guess, that's supposed to be why they're, like, nice to each other at the end, but that's stupid because they were bitchy about it.
Yeah, that's dumb, too, because there's no point to that scene then.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a rash of, like, white savior movies in Hollywood, like, not Dangerous Liaisons. What's it called? Dangerous Minds. Which we saw, where Michelle Pfeiffer is the white woman that leads all the black kids to the promised land and stuff like that. So there's like a lot of like white people saving black people movies. And I appreciate that this movie didn't go down that route, that the white woman's trying to save the black people, and the black people are like, no, we can save ourselves. Mm-hmm. And they do. And I like, although they do get charity just from a black person.
Yeah.
But I do like that they go that route, I guess. But it's just the whole thing's dumb because it doesn't really pay off. It only kind of pays off, and only if you put some of your own thought into it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I fell asleep for a minute in the middle of this movie. I gotta be honest.
I had to elbow you
because it was so boring. And, like, what I fell asleep during was, like, the interaction between Elijah Dushku and Kirsten Dunst's brother. Were, like, when I woke up, they were almost kissing.
The little
but
brother?
They didn't kiss. No, the big... What?
Elijah Dushku. Kirsten Dunst's brother is, like, that little kid in the movie.
Oh, no, it's Kirsten Dunst is almost kissing. You know what I mean? The love interest.
You were dreaming of a completely different movie.
No.
Fucking pederast over here.
Ew. The love interest scene in the movie, whatever.
Yeah, it's Elijah Dushku's brother.
Yeah, him. See, she should have been the one kissing people. Anyway, Kirsten Dunst almost kisses
Apparently,
him.
little kids, I guess.
Would you stop?
Yeah, they almost kiss on the swing. This is another thing that they set up that doesn't pay off at all.
Yeah.
Because Elijah Dushku is like... So, Kirsten Dunst spends the night at Elijah Dushku's house because their parents are out of town. And first of all, it's really hard to care about any of these people because they're all fucking rich assholes in these giant California houses and stuff like that. And they're doing cheerleading, which is like a rich person's sport and everything. And for I assume it is. I don't know.
I mean, honey, every high school has a cheerleading team, so it's not. But
they don't all go
person.
to state competitions, and they're the 5-time defending like national champions. It's like I'm supposed to. Oh, they might not get a 6th.
Yeah, I agree. It was hard to care about them. I don't think it's because they're rich.
Can I ask you a question real quick before I continue with my point?
Yeah.
Why wasn't the movie from the point of view of the black cheerleaders?
It does seem like that would have been a better movie.
Yeah, because they were the ones that were struggling, that they couldn't, that like, you know, were trying to get their program off the ground. They have a strong new leader with a new direction. They finally, they're the first inner city high school to qualify for national championships. Also makes me think that's a rich person thing then, if the inner city schools are being shut out of it. And they can't afford to go, so they have to come up with a scheme to, like, all that shit that's all the stuff for a screenplay.
Yeah, agreed.
But I guess you can't sell a movie with black girls in short skirts on the movie poster because they're not blonde and white.
I guess.
Because Gabrielle Union's better looking than
hell yeah.
Kirsten Dunst is.
For sure.
But anyway, so... yeah, it's hard to care about these people because they're all fucking rich and shit. But so that she spends the night at Elijah Dushku's house, and she hears the brother. I can't remember his name. But she hears the brother like playing guitar or whatever in his room and making a fool out of himself, like people do.
Sure.
And she like watches him and everything
because his door is open, so he's obviously performing for her.
And she's all like, she doesn't. Do you think she knows he's there? Or other way around?
Yes.
And she's all like giggly and stuff like that or whatever. And then she gets caught and he starts playing Foxy Lady. And then Elijah Dushku comes up, and she's like, bathroom's over there. And then she talks to her, and she's like, do you like my brother? And she goes, no, I don't. I have a boyfriend. She's like, okay. And it seems like she's upset at the idea that she might like her brother. Mm-hmm. But then at the end of the movie, with no talking or further character development or anything, she says to her brother, she likes you. You better go after her. Like, now she's just on board with the relationship.
Yeah, I wondered where that came from, too.
So it's like they set up that she might be upset about it. They don't pay that off at all. And then they just go the opposite direction.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there were pieces missing from the movie. Now, whether they were on the editing room floor or whether they were just left out of the script, I don't know.
I have a feeling they were in draft 1 of the script.
Well, I think draft 1 might have been a better movie.
I agree. Like I said, I have no evidence of this at all, except for the opening scene and a couple little like jokes and scenes that come later that are like sort of sprinkled in. But I feel like the opening scene, that it sets a tone that the rest of the movie doesn't follow.
Yeah.
It sets a tone of like, this is going to be a hard-edged, cynical thing. I wish I could remember. I should have researched it or something like that so I could have all the lyrics to the opening song so I could read them out. But it's like, it's cynical, like brash stuff. They're talking about drugs, they're talking about sex, they're talking about all that stuff and everything. And, you know, it all culminates with her, like, you know, being naked and everything. And then being, like, embarrassed about being naked, but she's, you know, naked. It's very, like, sexual, like, stuff going on.
Except she's not naked because we see nothing. I mean, she's naked, but they don't show us boobs.
See anything anyway.
I mean, I really don't either. But
then, so but the rest of the movie doesn't follow that tone at all.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is very silly. It's like it would be like if She's All That had the opening from American Pie, where like the guy from She's All That comes in a fucking beer glass and somebody drinks it, and then it's like that's your opening to that movie, and then the rest of the movie is She's All That.
Okay, but I do want to say that's not the fucking opening to American Pie. Holy shit, what a way to open a movie.
Oh no, it's the opening is him getting caught masturbating. That's even better. Imagine that you open the movie with Freddie Prinze Jr. trying to jack off in his room, but his parents interrupt him, and it's all like, you know, like sexual and awkward and shit like that and everything. And then the rest of the movie is just the rest of She's All That.
Yeah, that would be weird.
You'd be like, what the fuck was that opening? That opening didn't match the rest of this movie at all.
Right.
That's what I feel like about this opening.
Yeah.
It does not match the rest of the movie in any way.
And if it did, it would be better. If the rest of the movie matched the opening, it would be better.
And that's what I think. I think that I really believe that the first draft of this was a hard-edged, like, let's make it kind of like American Pie, let's make it kind of like, you know, whatever, but it's cynical, and it's like it has a bite to it, and it's, you know, we're taking down the cheerleader industry. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, not taking them down necessarily, but like a cynical and comical look from the outside almost into this insular community. Because cheerleaders, a lot of times in real life, and certainly in popular culture and in mythology, I guess, or whatever, however you want to put it, they are like a closed off kind of like a group and entity unto their own, you know. They represent like, I mean, they represent school spirit, but they represent like teenage sexuality. They represent like popularity. They represent like a hierarchy, you know, like cheerleaders are near the top, like football players are, right? I mean, like, think about Varsity Blues. What Varsity Blues does for high school football players.
Sure.
Like a kind of like, it's sort of, and that movie could have been a little more cynical too, I think. But it's like a cynical kind of look at all this shit in this, you know, popular hierarchy thing. Mm-hmm. This movie could have done the same thing for cheerleading.
But it
does not at all. Mm-mm. It starts out where you think it's going to, and then it's just like, oh, but now we're just going to do wacky comedy.
No, I mean, the only real, like, thread or character development that actually happens in the movie is that of the cheerleading team as a whole, where in the beginning, you know, they find out that all their cheers have been stolen from this other team, and they have to, like, learn new stuff, and they have to decide to stop cheating. Some of them want to continue cheating, and then they, you know, end up coming in second and having to be okay with that.
Their hands are kind of forced because they make the decision to continue to be cheaters, and Elijah Dushku's like, you shouldn't do that, and then she's like, oh, whatever. Everyone voted. I guess I'll cheat too. Who cares? And then they go to their first football game, and the Cloverfield people or whatever, the Clovers, they show up and like do the cheers along with them. And I guess everyone in the stands understands that means they stole them.
No,
I don't. But what happens is she's like, Torrance is like, all those in favor of we should change our cheers. Everyone raises their hand, and then everyone in the audience raises their hand.
Yeah. Like it's supposed to be funny. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was stupid. The whole thing was fucking stupid. I'm sorry, guys.
But yeah, they so their hands were forced there.
Yeah.
And then they decide to go another easy route where they hire this weird choreographer.
Which is suggested by the boyfriend who's away at college cheating on her. Yeah. Why is he so invested in any of this?
Who knows?
Like, apparently he was a cheerleader.
Yes.
It's weird that he's a straight dude who was a cheerleader, and at first I thought, oh, he's gay.
Uh-huh.
And that's going to be the big surprise. But the big surprise is just that he's cheating on her. It didn't, whatever.
Yeah, we thought the big surprise was going to be surprise.
But he's also like all invested in these other two cheerleaders who really wanted to be running things. And he like is telling Kirsten Dunst, yes. Oh, you should step down. Was he cheating on her with them too?
I don't know.
I mean, like, what is going on? It's weird. That's not explained. It should be. Like, their relationship and their relationship issues could have been explored more.
Oh, 100%. And they should have been. There's two male cheerleaders that are featured. I think there's more than two, but there's two that are featured, and one is gay.
Yes.
And that's his character. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gay. That's all they do. And they shoehorn this thing where, like, when they're at the competition, he's watching this other team, and he says to the other male cheerleader, oh, you were really good out there. And he's like, oh, thanks. And it looks like they're kind of flirting and stuff, and he's got this smile on his face, and it's like, okay. Like,
yeah.
Is he in the closet? Like, he didn't seem to be. Is this a breakthrough for him? Like, do I give a fuck? Because he's flirting with some guy? I don't. Like, who cares? And then the other guy just sexually assaults the other cheerleaders because he's straight.
Yeah.
Did you catch that while he's lifting up one of the blonde ones, he's sticking his finger inside of her?
Yes. What the fuck? But she also said she's not wearing underwear.
Yeah.
So it seems like she was inviting it because she is...
Maybe, but she gets a look on her face when it happens where it's like she seems sort of upset, but also not upset. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that.
Doesn't she like give him a smack when he lets her down too?
Yeah.
Isn't she like taps him on the arm? Like, look,
there should be a lot more of a reaction if that's actually what's happening.
There should be more of a... We should either... And see, that's another part that makes me... That's another little thing that I'm like, that's left over. Because that doesn't fit the rest of the tone of the movie either. Mm-hmm. That's a leftover thing from when this was a darker-edged, cynical comedy.
Yeah.
The idea of cheerleaders getting fingered while they're being lifted in the air by male cheerleaders is a cynical, weird fucking take for your movie.
And that would not work. I mean, that would be very distracting and they would fall down.
You would think so.
I didn't like anything about that.
Well, I didn't like it because it's like, if you're going to do that, it's like I said, you have to go full dark if you're going to do that. And if you're not going full dark, which the movie doesn't, then you need to either establish that they have some kind of relationship, and this is like she might get mad about it because they're in public or whatever, but like this is also like a playful thing between the two of them, and it really is kind of consensual, or it comes across as really fucking creepy. And that's what it comes across as, really fucking creepy. Like this guy is a sex pervert.
Yeah.
That's getting away with it because everyone turns their head. Like, that's fucked. And if you're not going full dark cynical with it, where we can embrace this chaos, which you're not, then I just hate the guy.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't think we're supposed to like him. So
I don't think we're supposed to hate him. I think it's supposed to be funny. That's what I think. I think that's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, sexual assault's not funny. So, just throwing that out there.
But, yeah, this movie was a mess.
Yeah. Awful, awful, boring, don't care about anyone in the movie, boring, awful movie.
Yeah, it was boring. The pacing of it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the beginning has some momentum. And the end, when they get to the competition, when they get to the nationals and everything, and they're doing the competition, that has some momentum. But the middle of the movie is like the doldrums.
Yeah.
It's like we're just fucking wafting around from place to place, and this choreographer comes in, and I guess he's supposed to be funny too, but he's not.
And that the whole thing where like apparently a bunch of teams all hired this guy and paid him like $2,000 to teach them, and he teaches them all the same cheer.
Yeah.
That's stupid, because does he not want to make this money again?
Apparently not.
Because no one's going to pay for him again.
Word's going to get out, sir.
Yeah, obviously.
But I guess he only had one routine that he could do.
Well,
the actor that plays him is from a comedy troupe that I am familiar with, and they're called the Upright Citizens Brigade, and he's funny. I like him, but he's not funny in this. No, and they don't give him much to work with.
Well, nothing in this movie is funny. Nothing made me laugh.
I'm trying to think if there was no, nothing made me laugh either. Mm-mm. Like I said, I didn't absolutely despise the movie. There were a couple things here and there that I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. But for the most part, and it's all lit like a fucking toothpaste commercial. Like everything is just, there's no depth of field. It's all just flat lighting. And the only thing that shows any good cinematography or depth of field is that opening scene. That opening scene, which it's almost like, it reminded me a little bit of the fantasy scene in American Pie, when she's doing the dance, the Minu Suvari is doing the sexy dance for Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey?
Did I say American Pie? I meant American Beauty.
Oh, there you go. Because I was like, what are you talking about?
The fantasy scene in American Beauty. Okay. It reminds me a little bit of that.
Sure.
And I was like, and that's why
it reminded me of that too. Yeah.
That's why I got excited. I was like, ooh, we're gonna like explore this area, this little area of the movie that doesn't get fully explored in American Beauty. We're gonna explore that in this cynical, R-rated, raunchy comedy. And then I was like, no, it's PG-13. Oh, we're fucked. And we were.
Well, I don't know that a couple fucks and a pair of boobs would have made the movie any better. And
no, it wouldn't have. But what would have made the movie better is treating the subject matter in a more adult way, where it's like a cynical takedown. They mention once she's like Kirsten Dunst is like, moms kill to get their teens on a cheerleading thing, and she responds that mom didn't kill that person, she hired someone to, which is a reference to a real life story in Texas, where a mom hired a hitman to kill the mom of a person on the cheerleading team in the hopes that the daughter would then be so distraught at the death of her mother that the one who hired the killer's daughter could get on the team.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, if you take that energy, that craziness, and apply that to here, Like she was in, Kirsten Dunst was in that movie that we saw, the pageant movie.
Yeah.
The fuck was it called?
No idea.
And that was a cynical, weird, crazy, like...
Yes, I liked that movie.
Look into the world of teenage pageants.
Yeah.
This could have been that.
It should have been that, but it wasn't. It was shit.
Well, I hate to agree with Carol because it makes her feel validated in life.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want that.
But I agree. It was a bad movie. I cannot recommend you see it.
Do not do it. Save yourself.
I can't even recommend that you watch it on video when it comes out.
Nope.
There's not, I mean, Elijah Dushku's attractive in it.
Watch, like, last season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, you have to watch a couple seasons prior, right? Wasn't she in season 2?
I thought she was in last season. I thought she was in a couple seasons.
We got season 5 coming up soon.
Watch early Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Or True Lies, but she was a little young then. Not as hot.
Yeah, she was like 14 in True Lies.
Well, that explains it.
She's not remotely hot in True Lies, really. I mean, like, that's a good movie, and she's not in much of it, but she's, I don't know, like Bye Bye Love. Is she hot in that?
No. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say hot. Not hot. She wasn't hot.
Not yet. No, she hadn't.
But she gets hot in Buffy, so watch that shit.
Yeah. Anyway. But that is the... you've had an episode here with the underage. That is the episode of the week. Carol, tell people where they can find their own underage shoddy.
You can write us at latefee1994@aol.com.
Yeah.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.